Welcome back, everyone, to This Week in Sports Cards Volume 11. We have another week of sports cards trends. We are covering many different aspects of the industry this week because we branched out from the normal basketball and, some baseball here and there. But we've got a hockey trend, a football trend, and then a couple of basketball trends, too, for you diehard basketball fans. We know so many of you watch these videos, love basketball. So we always want to bring those to you for sure. But just before we get started, SlabStox platform, go pre-register at slabstox.com/slabstox. We are announcing some new features that will be added this upcoming week via email. So be sure to go pre-register with your email at the website, and you'll be able to see that email next week when we announce some more details. So to start off this week, on Monday, we had the Connor McDavid 2015 Upper Deck Young Guns Rookie PSA 10. This card has been super hot over the past month. As you can see, it went on a little run there between that $600 range up to $1,000 a bit, tapered off a little bit there. There was some Probstein auctions in there that definitely drove this card up a little bit, depending on if it created a false perception of the card's value. Some Probsteins are selling for over $1,000 when they were going for around 800-ish. I did remove those from the graph, so the $1,000 that are there were most likely paid for in true sales, so I made sure to take those out. But since 2020 started, 74% gain for this hockey card, and this is the first hockey card we've actually ever posted to the page. I'm a big fan of playing hockey. I've played hockey a lot of my life, but not so much in the card market because there isn't that huge demand for the investing out there. And it's hard for cards to shift in price. Obviously here, though, with all of the cards going up in the hobby today in the industry, it was pretty due for the best player in hockey to get an increase in value here. In his short career so far, he's only aged 23. He's led the league twice in points in 2017 and 2018, which is goals and assists combined. He won an MVP in 2017. He's a four-time All-Star, and he's also, like I just said, the best player. So pretty crazy by the time he's 23. There's clearly some huge expectations going forward. Will he meet those? I mean, he's already met a lot of expectations so far, so it'd be silly to think he wouldn't do otherwise. But as people have pointed out, he does need to get into the playoffs and win some Stanley Cups, most likely to be put on that huge pedestal. Had a comment, in the comment section during this one that said, if he's wins some cups, he's closer to Gretzky. If he doesn't, he's closer to Mario Lemieux. So there's that for you hockey fans out there. And then also lots of discussion on this post around, the hobby's been so hot, what isn't going up in value as of recent. So clearly hockey was going to get some love here with Connor McDavid and how good of a player he is and how in demand this Upper Deck Young Guns rookie is. So that's our first market report for the week, the Connor McDavid Young Guns PSA 10. Moving on to the next market report for the week, we have the 2017 Patrick Mahomes Silver Rookie PSA 10. I say silver, but every single card in the 2017 Prism release for football, all the rookie cards were silvers. There was no base that looked like a base card like there was in 2018 and 2019. They all had the silver effect. So in reality, it's like a base rookie. They call it the Prism on the PSA label like it's a silver. And then obviously the reason why this card was brought to you on Tuesday was because of the new contract for Patrick Mahomes. He signed that huge $500+ million or up to $500+ million contract. Investors have already gone crazy for Patrick Mahomes up to this point. It is sitting at $2,500 on June 2nd, and now it's up over $4,000 since he signed that huge contract. $4,200 was the highest sale. One was $4,000, averages out to $4,100. So that's up 61% since the start of June alone. $2,500 to $4,100. And here's some fun little math for you. If Patrick Mahomes put all $500 million towards his own Prism rookie PSA 10s, he'd be able to buy 121,951 PSA 10 Prism rookie cards of himself. And obviously there's not that many out there in existence. There's only 802 PSA 10s. 2,463 graded, which is actually a low gem rate too. A lot of these have a factory printing error on. It's like a dimple towards the top left of the card. But yeah, this card obviously doing very well, very rare, and people are looking to secure it for the long term. Here's a very good comment I wanted to point out from Card Shop Kid. He said, "Old investing tip. Quote, you follow the deer and you'll end up in the woods. Y'all gotta stop buying the card after some big announcement thinking you hit big. Gotta be ahead of the game." and I'm going to agree here. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes is going to be the best quarterback in the NFL, most likely every single year going forward until, new guys come in or he gets older or whatnot. But just won a Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl MVP and MVP from 2 years ago. He's 23 years old around there. That's just a guess. I don't know for sure, but I know he's a rookie in 2017. And, if you're buying now, probably a little late in terms of like when you're trying to hit it big time. Now you're just buying to lock it up and hopefully hold long term to see him become into that next Brady. And then obviously everyone wants him, and it can get crazy from there depending on how much the market grows from now until Patrick Mahomes' career is done. So it just depends on that. And I'm sure that as we go long term forward, this card will continue to get more demand, to go up in value. It's only 800 PSA 10 population, which is really, really low for a Prism-based rookie. So lots of demand, not much supply, making this card over $4,000. Also, the fact he's the face of the NFL. Also, he just signed that $500 million plus contract. So pretty crazy going on here with the Patrick Mahomes. Definitely one of the most wild contracts I've ever seen, because it is the largest contract in sports history. 10 years, $500+ million. That's $500 million, which is insane. On Wednesday, we actually didn't have a market report for this week because I actually appeared on an interview for this new podcast called Card Talk Pod. It's for some of my friends from Team Gary over at Gary Vaynerchuk in New York, Tyler and Lou from Team Gary, and then Ryan Card Collector 2. Many of you know him. He's one of the bigger Instagram accounts out there for sports cards. Runs his own retail shop in Columbus, Ohio. Those three guys are the hosts of that show, and I got to come on and talk about my collecting journey, my journey through business in the sports card industry, how I turned my hobby into a full-time job and passion. So definitely go check that out. It's on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Right now you can go listen. I had a really fun time joining, and here's a quick preview clip that you guys can see to get a feel for what it was.
If you could give our viewers one piece of advice around turning your hobby into a business, what do you think that piece of advice would be?
I think what you need to do is you need to understand your skill set, where it works best in the hobby, and then just triple down on that skill set. I love business. I just graduated a business degree, and I want to find a way that I could apply that to sports cards. So I knew that I could take some of my skills I learned there through marketing and analytics and all this other stuff and apply it into, a media company, which is what I love doing, is just producing information based on what I know and what I love. So that's what I did. I found an avenue for myself where I knew best and what I knew best, even pulling outside skills in. If you know really well how the retail game works, go to Target and Walmart's and understand when drops happen and, pick up cheap retail packs that you can flip or something, make a living on. Just find what you're really good at and try to apply it to some segment of the hobby is the best advice I have. That lands us on Thursday now. Thank you for watching that clip, by the way. On Thursday, we have the Trae Young Prism Silver PSA 10 from 2018. We have a huge spike here come the middle of June. Obviously, tons of demand flooding in for this card, most likely because the Luka hit over $4,000. Basically, the way I see it and the way that most people see it is why this is happening. Obviously, no performance going on. Every time Luka hits a multiple, going up more in value, Trae Young kind of follows a little bit less, but he follows. And here we have a huge spike from around $800 on June 20th up to almost $1,400 in the most recent auction. It topped out at $1,356, I think it was. That is an all-time high sale for this card, and then it went down a little bit. You can see there to $1,320, I think. PSA 10 of the card, obviously one of the most sought-after cards in the market. It's the Prism Silver PSA 10. This is obviously why this card is going up. Many people see Trae Young as, generational scoring talent, doing things better than Steph Curry did when he was a second-year player. Trae Young was the only player this season to be in top 5 in both assists and points. So clearly, there's good reason for this card to jump 111% since the start of May. We have a comment from Slab Cards. Nice info. I'm worried about Trae's defense. Best case scenario, he could become like Curry and Hyde with 4 other good defenders on the court. So far, however, he is far worse on defense than a total liability. We will see how it turns out, but I'm nervous for the overall team success. And yes, this is something that our Sam Dunk's host, has definitely covered, is Trae Young's defense, and that it could very much hinder, what he does on the court. However, All people care about is scoring. All people care about is the flashy highlights on Twitter that he's nutmegging people. He's hitting crazy threes. I see no way that slows down demand from coming, even if his defense is the worst in the league, or right there. So while it matters for basketball, of course, as long as he's on the court and doing everything he's already doing, it shouldn't matter going forward for his sports card market, especially with the demand that young kids now growing up have for Trae Young. They love Trae Young. Maybe in 5 years when Trae Young is a 3-time All-Star, 4-time All-Star, they get into cards and they start buying up his cards too. So lots of factors going here. I'm sure Trae Young is going to have a absolutely wonderful career, and this card will still gain value going forward for sure. Getting into Friday, this is a pretty cool comparison here that we have. We've got the LeBron James 2003 Topps number 221 rookie PSA 10 versus the 2013 Prism Giannis rookie PSA 10. This card on May 4th was virtually the same exact value. The Giannis was $2,050, the LeBron was $2,025, so very, very close in value. After that, clearly, as you see the orange line on this graph, this LeBron is pretty dang volatile. It also had way less sales than the Prism rookie PSA 10 of Giannis, just a more tougher grade for the PSA 10 on the LeBron, so there's less out there to sell. But as you can see, as this graph goes, a couple times it gets back to the same value, around the beginning of June, that line intersects, and then it also intersects again at the beginning of July, it looks like, and then this last sale for LeBron, the PSA 10 really took it above the Giannis. It's now $3,550. The Giannis is $3,050. The LeBron went up 75%. The Giannis 49% since the start of May. So lots to unpack here. Is a very interesting comparison because clearly the LeBron James Topps Chrome rookie PSA 10, not the one pictured here, but the Topps Chrome, is the card of 2020. It's up to almost $15,000 now. It started around $2,000 at the start of 2020. It's the card. Everyone will agree in the marketplace. So it's not really a fair comparison to put against the Giannis 2013 Prism PSA 10. But this card is. They start at the same exact value. It looks like that Giannis has a little catching up to do. As you can see on the chart, there's that gap there on 7.6 that we're looking at. It looks like the Giannis can gain a little bit more value. Maybe reach back up to this LeBron 2003 Topps Chrome or Topps PSA 10, my bad. And it's just very interesting because this Topps LeBron James rookie it's kind of funny. It's like this is the lesser card. Like it's almost like if we were to talk about the 2013 Select Giannis, that's less than Prism in value. This Topps base rookie is less than Topps Chrome for LeBron. It's like lesser card, bigger star, or better card, lesser star. Even like Giannis, we don't know exactly how his career is going to completely play out yet. But it's a fair comparison to if you want the better card of the worst player. Well, not really worse either, obviously, because Giannis is most likely MVP this year over LeBron. But you guys get what I'm saying, bringing in legacy and accolades and all that stuff. LeBron, obviously, biggest star in the NBA. It's an interesting discussion, and I think that is one that many people should consider is, am I going to go and get that better card of maybe a lesser player, but more people want it of that specific player, or better player, lesser card? And here, I don't think you can go wrong in any way. I think that both are going to follow each other going forward, and both will go up in value as more people come into sports cards. Both add more to their legacies. I see no way these two cards, don't keep on going up in value in the future. Like I say every single week, there will be waves, there will be dips, there will be more gains. It's not going to just be straight up like it has been for a little bit here, but we have to consider that there's probably will be a little bit of dip at some point in the future. We don't know when. I can't predict that. No one can. It might happen, but it might not also. And then, of course, long term is what we can project. And long term, with the amount of people coming and talking about sports cards, the amount of major media outlets are reporting on sports cards, it's only fair to assume that the market will keep on growing in size as we go forward, even if there is some lulls in there, like we had that down month after the COVID suspension. Obviously, market exploded after that, but you guys get what I'm saying. That was it for this week in Sports Cards Volume 11. I hope that the shorter episode, maybe you guys got some more details quicker, not as drawn out. But that was it. Make sure to pre-register for the SlabStox platform now. We're releasing some more information via email next week, so be sure to pre-register at slabstox.com/slabstox to secure your spot today. And I'll talk to you guys again next week.